Hey there, welcome back to Tanu Wellness, your physio and Pilates hub, and I'm Dr. Tanushree, your physio and Pilates expert. In today's video, we're going to discuss a very common topic named as cervical spondylosis. Now, what exactly is this condition? If you have been experiencing neck pain, stiffness, discomfort after prolonged hours, especially if you're sitting at desk, then this video is for you. In this video, I'll be explaining what exactly is this condition, how is it different from a similar condition, the early signs and symptoms, causes, and also why is it so common in corporate world. And towards the end, there is a bonus section in which I'll be demonstrating 5 simple exercises to prevent and treat this condition. So stay tuned. And here's what we are going to cover in today's video. First, I'll define what exactly is cervical spondylosis and how is it different from similar conditions such as cervical spondylolisthesis or cervical spondylitis. Later, we'll discuss the early signs and symptoms followed by causes. Also explore the relationship between age and diet because these two factors play an important role in this condition. Also, we'll see why is it so common in corporate world, and later we'll discuss how to diagnose cervical spondylosis using image techniques such as CT, scan or an MRI. And finally, like I mentioned earlier, in the bonus section, there are going to be 5 simple exercises to prevent this condition. So let's dive in. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you don't miss out on our various physiotherapy and wellness videos. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and definitely share with somebody who is suffering from this condition. So what exactly is cervical spondylosis? Cervical spondylosis is a degenerative condition when in our cervical region, the purple color is the neck area. So when there is wear and tear as the age advances, you will start seeing these small tears in your cervical area that leads to pain causing cervical spondylosis. But how is it different from a condition named as cervical spondylitis? Itis means inflammation. So when conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, when there is inflammation, that leads to cervical spondylitis. Now, similar condition is cervical spondylolisthesis. Now, in listhesis, there is slippage. One of the vertebra over here slips out of the place, causing impingement of the nerve, causing a lot of pain and stiffness in the neck, which is cervical spondylolisthesis. So, understanding the difference between these 3 conditions, cervical spondylosis, where we'll be discussing in depth, cervical spondylolisthesis and cervical spondylitis is very important for you to decide your treatment plan and early diagnosis. Recognizing the early signs and symptoms of cervical spondylosis can help you address the condition better before it gets severe. 1. There will be neck pain, discomfort and lot of stiffness after prolonged hours of inactivity. This could be either when you are sleeping and when you get up in the morning, you will have morning stiffness in the neck area, or it can be when you're sitting or looking down for prolonged hours in front of your laptop, you will have neck pain. 2, there will be headaches on and off. When you're looking down, you will have, along with neck pain, you'll have headache. Number 3, there will be muscular weakness. This usually happens when there is impingement of the nerve. So the radial nerve starts from the neck and it goes to your finger. So there will be sensations, there will be tingling, numbness in your finger along with your muscular weakness. There also might be a grinding or popping or a sensation when you turn your neck. These 3 symptoms are very important. You have to recognize them, and early diagnosis is important for you to decide your treatment protocol. And when you have difficulty in breathing, that's an emergency. Do consult your medical experts. If you're finding this video helpful and informative, please take a moment to like this video, share with somebody who might benefit. Your support means a lot to us and it helps to create valuable content like this. And don't forget, towards the end, there is a bonus section where I'll be demonstrating 5 simple exercises. So stick around. Let's explore some of the common causes of cervical spondylosis. One of the primary cause is natural aging process. Now we know that it's a degenerative condition. So as we age, the disc in our spine loses hydration and elasticity, leading to cervical spondylosis. Now this is a cervical spine. These are shock absorbers. So as we age, these have wear and tear that results in bony spurs, which can put pressure on the cervical cord and it can put pressure on the nerve, resulting in cervical spondylosis. Other factors that contribute to cervical spondylosis is poor posture, poor ergonomic, repetitive stress, and certain occupations where you have to look down throughout the day. Smoking is also linked to increased degeneration of the spinal disc. Apart from that, if you have a previous injury or you had trauma or you've been using repetitive neck movements, this will also be linked to cervical spondylosis. Cervical spondylosis is linked to two factors. One is aging and other is diet. Yes, you heard it right. Diet plays an important role in maintaining our spinal health. As we age, the disc in our spine naturally dry out and shrink, leading to increased friction and formation of bony spurs. A diet rich in calcium, vitamin D, and other nutrients are essential for slowing down our degeneration process. Foods that reduce inflammation, such as leafy greens, fatty fish, and nuts, also are beneficial in managing the symptoms of this condition. And don't forget to drink enough water, because keeping yourself hydrated is very important. Cervical spondylosis is commonly seen in corporate world, and there are several reasons, and definitely one of them is prolonged sitting in front of the laptop. When you sit for prolonged hours with a poor posture, it puts extra strain on your neck, and not only that, it puts pressure on your upper back. This leads to wear and tear on the cervical spine. Additionally, the frequent use of electronic devices such as smartphones, laptops, these cause forward neck posture, which further stresses the neck muscles and the spine. Over the period of time, these repetitive stresses can contribute to development of this condition, making it a common issue in the corporate world. Diagnosing cervical spondylosis typically involves imaging studies that will help visualize the changes in a cervical spine. X-rays are usually the first step. In X-ray, you can see bony spurs, you can see degenerative changes and narrowing of your disc space. However, X-rays don't provide detailed information about the soft tissues, only your bony structure. CT scans often provide a more detailed view of the bony structures in the spine and can help identify bony spurs, abnormalities that might be compressing the nerves. MRI scans are the most comprehensive, as they provide detailed images of both the bones and the soft tissues, including the spinal cord, nerves, and discs. So MRIs are particularly useful for identifying this condition. Managing cervical spondylosis often involves the use of neck supports to help reduce symptoms and maintain a proper posture. Soft collars are commonly used to limit the neck movement and provide support, especially during the flare-up of pain. These collars can reduce the strain on the neck muscles and can be worn during the day or while sleeping, because this is a soft collar. There are ergonomic pillows, which is also an important tool in helping maintaining the natural curve of our cervical spine. These pillows are designed in such a way that they support the natural curve of our spine while you sleep. Additionally, posture correctors can be used to improve overall posture, which is crucial for reducing the strain on a cervical spine. Another important support is a pillow, which is a travel pillow. When you're traveling, you can use it throughout your journey. And remember to use these pillows not only in office. These kind of tools and pillows can be used, specific designed customized pillow, during sleep as well. And here's our bonus section. The first exercise is neck movements. In this, you're going to do side to side neck movement and rotational movement. Sit comfortably, retract your shoulders back and start moving your neck to the right side. Hold for 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and return to the starting position. Move on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and return to the starting position. This can be done 5 times each side. Now the second part is a rotational one. Now you're going to rotate the neck on the right side. Hold for 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gently return to the starting position. Move on the left, hold for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and return to the starting position. Try doing these exercises at the beginning to enhance blood circulation and loosen up the muscles. The second exercise is a chin tuck, and chin tuck with a little modification also. Sit comfortably, retract your shoulder backwards. With 2 fingers, try to push your chin back. Hold for 10 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and gently release. Similarly, with the modification, you can place your one hand behind the head with 2 fingers again on the chin. Press it against your hand, hold for 10 seconds, and then gently release. This can be done 10 times in a day. The third exercise is a neck stretch. In this, you're going to sit comfortably, retract your shoulder. Now I want to move my neck on the right side. With the same hand, you're going to place it on your head. Try moving your here towards the shoulder. With the left hand, that's the other hand, try to retract, try to push your shoulder down. Hold for 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, till you feel a nice stretch at the side of your neck, and gently release. You can do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm doing the left side. With your left hand, pull your neck, depress your shoulder, and hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release until you feel a nice stretch on the sides. This can be repeated 5 times each side. The fourth stretch is a levator scapulae stretch. In this, you're going to sit comfortably, retract your shoulders. With one hand, keep it on your head, and the other hand, you can keep it back. Start moving your head from 0 to 45 degrees. Go down, hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, go to the center, and relax. This can be repeated on the other side as well. Try doing 5 times. Now, one more modification, what you can do is keep your hand behind. I'm doing the same side. Keep your hand behind. Now, keep your hand on the head. Move to 45 degrees and go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up and gently relax. The fifth exercise is neck isometric. In this, you're going to sit comfortably, place your hands behind the head, and try to push the head backwards. Create a tension in the neck. Hold for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Similarly, you're going to keep one hand on the side. Press your head. Hold for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Do it on the other side. Hold for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And similarly, place your hands in front on the forehead. Press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Here we are trying to create tension in the neck muscles that will help in loosening them, enhancing the blood circulation. And try doing these movements on all the 4 sides 5 times in a day at least. And that's a wrap on our today's video. First, we discussed what exactly is cervical spondylosis and how is it different from similar conditions. Then we dived into the causes, signs and symptoms, supports, and why is it so common in corporate world. Towards the end, I demonstrated 5 simple exercises that not only can be done at home, but you can do it in office as well. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to share with your family and friends. Do check out my other videos on different physiotherapy conditions. Thank you for watching and see you next time.